You know what you should do? You should follow me on Twitter at Bromo018. Link in the description. Do it now. So Konami's PES 2020 reveal for E3 has come to a close, and with that brings a whole load more speculation as they tease future announcements for the game and various different modes to come over the course of the summer. Despite this, we already had a cluster of information thrown at us by the Pro Evo team that has really got a lot of the fan base excited for the next release of the football video game franchise. Not only were various different changes and improvements to the gameplay revealed, but we also got a brand new game mode in Matchday, and most importantly for an offline player such as myself, we were treated to a whole range of different announcements featuring many different improvements to the popular Master League mode. For us, this was a real breath of fresh air, and the majority are certainly looking forward to many more reveals and announcements to come over the next couple of months or so. But with that being said, I wanted to collect all of the information we know so far with regards to new additions to the Master League series and present them to you guys so that you can all be up to date with what new features we can currently expect to arrive in PES 2020, with more hopefully on the way over the summer. As always, be sure to let me know in the comment section what your feelings are about Master League and PES 2020 overall since the reveal, and what you thought of Konami's week at E3 if you watched any of the live streams, and I'll do my best to get back to you. So with that in mind, let's begin. There's really only one place for us to begin with in this list, and that is the announcement that there will be a brand new interactive dialogue system in place. The PES team claim that what you say will have future implications on storylines and events during the entirety of your Master League save. According to Konami, this won't only be in the form of press conferences either. You'll also have various different interactions with the likes of the board, and although they didn't specifically state this, they also hinted that it would be with players too, as they spoke about how you could affect the likes of transfers in their initial press release. This is certainly a massive step forward for the game mode, and it's something myself in particular has been looking for from these games for some time. I actually think the majority of games really need a dialogue system like this now, where what you say can have future implications on the events during the story. As I say, this also links in with board interaction, and during the second PES 2020 livestream at E3, Adam Batty talked about how you would be able to discuss the targets for next season with the board and set them based on that. The only problem was here that they made it sound as though the board didn't get a whole lot of say, and really whatever you asked for the target to be, it would be set along those lines. Of course, we haven't seen it in action yet, so we'll have to wait and see. In fact, Konami have barely shown anything relating to this system other than one or two screenshots. Hopefully more will be revealed in due course. In addition to the dialogue system, Konami also really pushed out the addition of legend managers in Master League as one of their key features. These are fully face and body replicated models which you can actually take control of in the game and become that person as manager of a club. Currently, they have only revealed 3, Johan Cruyff, Zico and Diego Maradona. However, it has been confirmed that a further 5 legendary managers will be revealed further on down the line, which would bring the total up to 8 altogether. This is certainly a great addition, and it's something that Konami can say they have done first before any other franchise in the same genre market. Neither FIFA nor Football Manager give you the option to take control of a real manager in the career mode, and it's certainly a positive addition. I should also add that the way they have recreated the late, great Johan Cruyff is very impressive and a really nice touch from the development team. This isn't the only change to managers in Master League though. In the initial press release, Konami also confirmed that you would be able to create an avatar in your own image, which sounds exactly like GameFace. It goes on to state that they are using high performance 3D scanning technology to accurately capture and recreate users of many different shapes and sizes, which is, again, a massive step forward. Of course, we will have to wait and see how well this works, as many other facial scanning features have been used in other games and haven't quite worked out as well as they were sold to the fans. So we shall see how it goes. It's another massive step forward though. What Konami really tried to throw forward with this year was how they reworked the transfer system ahead of PES 2020, claiming that transfers themselves will be more realistic, as well as fees being exchanged and the wages being handed out. Now, obviously, they say this every year, and it never usually works out, so only time will tell if this is legitimate or not. However, unlike previous years, the development team say that this season the transfer system will be built on a brand new built-in algorithm in the game, which is based on a library of real-world data and statistics to ensure that those elements are close to alignment with reality. This certainly sells it better than in previous years, and if it is truly built on what we see in real life, then perhaps we could see a real improvement on this front. Not only are there transfer improvements in terms of realism, but the PES team say that there will also be customizable options as well. For example, you'll be able to choose how often your players get paid, which I'm guessing will be either weekly or monthly. This could actually be handy during the likes of a transfer window, when perhaps you need cash flow and know that you're going to get a big payout down the line. You could change it to monthly so that you don't have money going out of the account before you make a signing and don't have the required funds. In addition, you can also choose to turn off the transfer window in the first pre-season, which is definitely good from a challenge perspective and something that needed to be added. It's sometimes fun to work with what you have for the first 6 months before you can make a transfer, at least if you enjoy the challenge. Although this isn't stated on the website, Adam Batty did state during the second E3 livestream that you would actually have the ability to pick your own transfer budget, which I think could actually be a great idea. If you want to start with a realistic budget, you can do that. If you perhaps just want loads of money to make big name signings, you can do that as well. If you want to start with £0 and make it a challenge, or perhaps create your own storyline about money problems or a stingy board that won't give you any money, you can do that too. At least, that's how Adam Batty made it sound by being able to choose your own transfer budget. I certainly hope it's something along these lines, as I feel we could really have some fun experimenting with a feature like that. I'm not finished there either. The initial press release for PES 2020 also stated that players would be able to customise and create their very own sponsor logos. Not only will these be shown during the backdrop of your press conferences, but they will also be present during the likes of the main menu in Master League. Is this a gimmick? Yeah, I guess so, but I really like this feature nevertheless. It's definitely something that I'll be making use of, as will plenty of other people playing the game mode. It could enable you to, as previously stated, create your own PES storylines. Give the save that you're playing a unique feel, as though it really is your story. I think this is definitely a feature that is part of this remit that the PES team are trying to implement. Although it isn't specifically a Master League feature, I think it's Master League fans that will be pleased the most about this final announcement. During the second E3 livestream, Adam Batty did confirm that both the Spanish and Italian second divisions will be returning to the game for PES 2020. They were, of course, removed from PES 2019, and players were unsure why this was the case, not to mention very unhappy about it. It made playing in those countries much less special and appealing. Konami have clearly heard the cries and have decided to bring forth the return of the two. They will be unlicensed, but if you're playing on either PS4 or PC, that isn't really much of a problem due to the added option of option files. It's good that they know their mistakes and have replicated it as soon as possible. I think a lot of Master League players are going to be much happier with these two making a return. Well, that's a whole lot of stuff coming ahead of next season, and hopefully there's still a whole lot more to announce. We're worryingly still yet to hear anything at all about Become a Legend, despite a lot of fans trying to probe something from Konami about any improvements to the game mode. Hopefully there's plenty more to come on that as well. Don't forget to leave a comment down below giving me your thoughts about the Master League changes. Are you feeling positive, or do we need to see more? Remember to give me a follow on Twitter using the Twitter handle @Bromo018. The link for that is in the description. If you made it this far, then thank you so much for watching. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it, or leave a dislike if you didn't, and tell me what I can do to improve. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more regular gaming content from the likes of PES and FIFA. And until next time, I'll see you soon.